You guys, happy Labor Day weekend. Hey, mountain bike. Sorry for the couple minutes it took me to start. I needed to find a shady spot. It is a scorcher today. I'm really excited to go home and, of course, walk with you first, but go home and play GTA 5 with you guys later in front of the air conditioner. Sorry, I'm just making sure the mic works. So happy Friday, happy Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend. Is it Labor? It's Labor Day. Jealous of the rainy Friday. It's a blinding hot scorcher today here with no rain in sight. We had some giant cumulus clouds. We're a little east of the Hollywood sign for your guys' point of reference. We're on, I think it's DeLong Prairie. There's the Hollywood sign is kind of up there. So, quick note about the GTA stream. I set up a stream link in Prism, which was stupid. So, I forgot the last time we had to set up a stream link from the PlayStation. So we're gonna set up the stream link at about 5:30. Here's the rub. For a few minutes, it's gonna be public. So if somebody wants to copy and paste it really quick, I think you'll be able to get in after I switch it to members. I would really love to get Simply Sonora in there for some reason. Yeah. Joe and I are having a separate weekend. That sounds really more fun than it will be. He's just going to his niece's birthday party. And I'm not. I was totally invited. We just couldn't book a Airbnb. And we also are very good at waiting until the last minute. Anybody doing anything awesome this weekend or staycations all around? Oh yeah, for tonight, Joe will be actually doing the walking. I'm just guiding him. I prepared our map. So East Hollywood, we're really below sunset. It's kind of an interesting, not interesting street, but just for a little history, we walked by this before and I've pointed it out before. We'll be walking by Charles Bukowski Court. Penelope, happy birthday. Her gift arrived this morning. Because why? We got it last minute. Hey, SheClicksBricks. Happy Friday. So for September, my schedule is going to do, I think I'm going to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just like slam 4 days in a row and move the members video, which I still know I owe you, almost done, to Wednesdays. But the members live stream tonight is kind of a members video, but I really want to finish the members video. Hey, amazing kitty cats. So it sounds like Allie's having a really great weather day. Anybody else? We're looking at 88, 89 degrees. I always love this church, the Ukrainian church. I can never quite get a timeless looking picture of it though for some reason. I have a lot of pictures of it on my phone. But also, what's cuter still is the Ukrainian village. It's a really adorable apartment complex where it looks like people actually have little balconies. Total California living. Not where Charles Bukowski lived. Hey, Chip. Happy Friday. So this is Charles Bukowski Court, or Bukowski Court. Charles lived here for 9 years, 1963, 1972. I wonder if they'll do that in my apartment building when I move. I don't know if that makes the rent more expensive or cheaper. I can almost smell the cigarettes. Yeah, that was BD, one of our first few members. So fireworks, welcome aboard. Let me thank members. Members, you are all welcome to join us tonight. I still haven't gotten my thing right, so you'll have to squint to see your name, but I promise you it's there. So good, I might play it twice. Because it was also so fast. See if you can find your name, members. Thank you for your support. All right, Charles Bukowski Court. We're gonna take a... I want to run across this street because I don't want to cross and then cross, and we got to get to the other side. So let's see if I will be able to follow the laundry guy's lead. Oh, I thought he was gonna run across the street also. So we're just above Fountain. We're definitely on to Long Prey. Like funny house situation over here. Because you've got some really old bungalows and bungalow apartment buildings in this neighborhood. Griffith Observatory is there. We got a network. Give me 1 second. I am on the T-Mobile network. It just looks like it buffered for 1 second. I try to put it up slow. I'm working with really limited technology, I almost feel like. Because everything I could do if I were just sitting at home, live streaming my Ms. Pac-Man tournaments. Like I could do all kinds of crazy banners and Urkel. I know you all love Urkel. I love this little house, this little Dutch colonial house here. Uh-oh, busted. I'm walking through somebody's alleyway. I'm just trying to beat the heat. And not get tetanus or trip on a piece of the fence sticking out, which I just did. All right, I'm gonna walk up. That was your name going by really quickly as I was thanking you for being a member, not a bird. I miss the smiley face. A lot of these houses are caged up. I'm not really sure when the bars started showing up on all the windows in Hollywood, or when that became such a trend. This house is probably $950,000, almost $1 million. It's not a bad neighborhood. Oh, sorry. But I think for a really long time, these are really tiny but expensive houses. And it's, you know, not the most luscious neighborhood, but right in Hollywood, East Hollywood, right by the weed store and the gas station. I think the bars went up in the late 60s, early 70s. Think Charles Manson, Night Stalker, serial killers. I just think during the late 60s and early 70s, the crime, also the industry here had collapsed. The studio system no longer existed for like maybe 5-10 years. We used to have bars on our windows, and then they took them off. I have to say, I didn't mind. I kind of preferred the bars for some reason. Oh, some shade. Right, so Southern California, like Richard Ramirez, late 70s, Charles Manson, late 60s or early 70s, a tiny bit before my time. It is almost 90 degrees. It was 87 yesterday, and I went downtown, which I thought was going to be a terrible mistake. But I have to say it was more pleasant being downtown in 87 than it is being in Hollywood in 88. I feel like that's wrong about the humidity. I feel like the humidity is closer to like 50%. I am looking forward to sitting in front of an air conditioner later, though. That's really weird. I can't see the humidity on my phone, my other phone. I don't think it's set up for humidity or set up properly. Also, we're gonna get rid of it, so I've kind of limited myself to downloading any more pictures on it. So I looked it up on the phone, the iPhone that I have in my pocket. It said 89 degrees. My watch will not tell me because I have Wi-Fi turned off. So we're on Sunset. We're gonna maybe take a left here or on the next street. Kind of make our way over. I feel like we need a shady walk under some trees in the park. Maybe catch some views. Hey, focused. We could use glamour uniforms. We could use like a downpour, although Los Angeles isn't really able to take rain or able to take too much rain. It is a shisa show. In addition to that, people don't know how to drive in weather because it's so rare that we have any. I think I'm gonna sneeze in 1 second. The catchphrase in the wintertime growing up was, "Watch out for black ice! Watch out for black ice!" Which I ran into many, many times. Hey, focused. The other day when I was streaming, we were looking at in Hollywood, because I streamed in Hollywood a couple days. We're looking up at the observatory, which is straight ahead of us, just out of your sight though. And there were these huge, puffy, white cumulus clouds just right up against the ridge behind the observatory and the hills. And it just looked like a great, lovely rainstorm was going to head our way. It never did. If it gets quiet, that's just me switching. I am on T-Mobile. Hey, Marie. Oh, 75. I would love some 75-degree. You're looking at 89. We're just out for a little walko today. Let me change my line. There we go. I wonder if people, the little breeze porch up there, looks like two. Oh, that's just opens into the living room. That's pretty cool. I think oh no, it opens into a hallway. I think every apartment here should have some way to open towards outdoors. I know, 65 degrees and I'd have my winter jacket on already. So we're at the edge of Thai Town. We are in Little Armenia, I think. They are smack dab next to each other, so we could have easily crossed over without even knowing it. That is smart. I have cotton, maybe with a little bit of lycra or whatever they put in stuff that's 98% cotton. I've been wearing a lot of the same two linen shirts because they are perfect in humidity. Linen looks really good on certain kind of people, I feel like. Like I have an idea of what linen should look like. It could be really crisp, or it could be really wrinkly on the right kind of person, but on me, really crisp or really wrinkly. It just looks slobby and big and blousy. But I think that's the way it's supposed to look. But it looks great on some people, and I love the idea of it. To rent an apartment at this building is probably $3,000 and up. Maybe $2,000 for a studio. It's the Luis Los Feliz. Now leasing. See, she's wearing a giant linen orange dress and it's wrinkly and kind of looks cool. We should look it up and see how much the Louise at Los Feliz is. It's really the Louise at Thai Town. Hey, Ms. Evil Glenn. Yeah, rent is really terribly unaffordable here. And in some areas in particular, it's really super tricky, like to get an apartment that's affordable with a parking spot. I saw a news story last night on this bunch of apartments in Koreatown where there's this weird parking kind of garage thing, I guess a carport that apartment buildings have. It's just like, it's a soft story building, if you want to look that up. You can't make those buildings anymore because of earthquakes. I happen to live in one, but there's like just a cutout where cars park on the side. Well, in Koreatown, they are kicking people out of their parking spots to turn those spots into houses or apartments, like micro apartments. Oh, Venice is crazy. I gotta tell you though, if I made enough money to afford $8,000 rent, I still would not get a place that was $8,000 rent. And I'm not judging anybody that does. I think it's just kind of a Capricorn way I'm built. Whoa, and hi. All right. I am going to, my gimbal just took a parting shot there, hold tight. And now I'm standing in the middle of the parking lot. Hold on for 1 second. Okay. I wonder what I did that made it do that. All right, just bear with me for 1 second. We're gonna look at me. Hi. But that's not all. We're gonna look at my legs. Sorry, I don't have anybody with me to hold this stuff. Let's not look at my legs. You can see how easily they scar. All right, hang tight. I'm wearing my old sneakers. They're a little more breathable than my newer ones. Nike Pegasus. I've had them for a year or more. I think I've walked the equivalent of Los Angeles to New York in these guys. Not that I would ever really do that. I'm about to lose my battery pack and just watch this guy flip around. Sorry. Almost there. Okay. I hope you guys are having fun. There we go. And there we go again. All right. I just feel like, yeah, a studio is probably going to be big there, but it's never going to be worth $2,400. Sorry, the gimbal just decided to shh the bed. So although it's fully charged, I was just trying to see if maybe giving it a second charging would set it up. It's lost its balance. And we lost the battery pack. Okay. All I want to do is have some fun and make this gimbal work. Okay, it looks like it's going to work for a second, and then it just S's the B. So, there's no, hold on. Every once in a while it does something where something locks and it will do this, but we haven't locked anything. It just kind of it could be because of the heat. It is a way hotter day. I just am in a really weird spot to do this, holding a battery pack between my legs. Also, it's not a very interesting spot. Okay. Okay, well. Soft serve and maybe a new gimbal. Yeah, it really just doesn't want to do its thing. Anyway, we'll walk for a little bit. Now you have my finger there, sorry. I just feel bad that's what I'm checking. It is overheated before when it's off balance. It looks like it is okay for a minute. We'll take it step by step. The gimbal that I use is fantastic. I say that as it dies. I just think I use it more than it was intended to be used, and I probably need 3 of them. I'm just trying to make it to Olive Hill. It is amongst the olive trees on former Olive Hill. There are a lot of dried olives on the ground. By the way, thank you guys so much for being here. If it's your first time, we usually have different problems, but it's always fun to see what's going to happen when you're live. Please give an old like and subscribe. Really helps us out with the algorithm. I'm not a fan of olives either. I think is Mercury in retrograde? I don't usually buy into that kind of stuff, but I've had a really tech crappy week. Some things we've experienced together, like the gimbal and Verizon, and some things I haven't talked about. So, nobody's crossing or coming, sorry. We got the gimbal dying again. My gimbal picked up again. I'm only walking this way, so I'm not filming these people. Now I'm breaking the law. You should see the hill I'm walking up. I didn't take the stairs. My Robert Frost moment. Okay. The great reward here is this amazing grove of trees. I want to swear so bad. Hope my nails are clean. Yeah, no, Joe, I don't stream without the gimbal. I hate the way that looks for me. I don't like that for me. Instead, I'm being a human gimbal. You wouldn't even know it. I'm in the shade now. I can't really do a zoom in because I'm totally using both hands. I don't think it's even worth it if you don't get like a balcony or an outdoor space and a parking space for $21.50. My next place will have outdoor space. Otherwise, it's a downgrade from my lovely apartment I live in now. I did come here the other day. Come here a lot because it's kind of close to my neighborhood, and you can catch a different vibe depending on... Oh, that's awesome. I thought RFK said that. That and he wants us all to be hooked up to the 5G network. I'm ready, man. If I could get more 5G... I'd be a happy guy. Or 5G, ultra wide, or whatever it's called now. I've already developed gimbal finger. I don't know if I've told you about that, but my right finger has developed this callus on it from holding the gimbal. Right now, the gimbal is stuck in my stomach. I'm holding it with my left hand, like it's protruding out of my middle. And then I'm controlling it with my right hand. I also can't read or see anything on the screen. And under my right arm, I'm holding a battery pack. Quite a scene. I'm hoping that by giving the gimbal a couple seconds to chillax, it'll cool off and we'll be problem free. Puppets in the park. This is a free outdoor event. Okay, you guys mark your calendars. September 21st, Puppets in the Park. It's Bob Baker Marionette Theater. All right, I'm gonna try to turn the gimbal on again. Hey, Chris. Welcome, welcome. We're experimenting with a gimbal today that isn't really working out and just wants to focus on the people lying down, hence making me look like some type of prevert. Okay, it's doing its thing now. Any second it's gonna dip down and you'll see the sweat. But trying not to get people chilling out. It looks different because every year it's usually pretty crowded. You can see the Griffith and Hollywood sign over there. Century City. It's really a great building. These two folks doing their TikTok photo shoot. We support that. This is the part I've been looking forward to. When we dip out of the sun and go on this tiny little trail, this is probably as close to we'll get to ever going on a hike in the hills. I cannot zoom out because I'm holding my camera with two hands, so I think that's maybe something to stop asking me immediately. Here we go. Now I'm zoomed out. It just kind of feels like you're a million miles away from anything. And then you realize you're hearing the hum of the air conditioning unit of the Kaiser Permanente Hospital. I'm trying to zoom back out. That's actually Century City. Downtown is to the left. We'll see if we can see it. Oh, hi. I'm having the worst week. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep a stiff upper lip here. I don't even look nice enough to be on a camera today. I know, I hope it was clean. I'm pretty sure it was. I feel really bad. This guy in front of us, who probably, there, now we're going to see my greasy fingerprint. This guy in front of us walked the other way when he saw me coming, but now he's in front of me. A Booger King. I just have a very messy muzzle right now. Like I do a trim like every 2 weeks, and I think I'm about, I don't know, 11 days into my last trim, so kind of messy. Also, my hair is like 2 inches sticking out of my hat. When I take it off, it looks like the mom from that 70s show. It's a complete like banana curl. It's gorgeous. The gimbal in the phone, I don't use the app on the phone to operate the gimbal at all. Like I keep shutting the gimbal off. I think it really might be the heat, because now that we've walked in the shade for a few, it's been fine, except for that moment when we took a look at my scraggly gray beard. Oh my gosh, thanks. It's about the worst warranty that you could ever have, though, because you have to send it back to them to get fixed. It's not like you go in and they give you a loaner car. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's holding its charge. I think I'm always researching stuff to do this better and stuff to do this easier. And I have researched around this gimbal. The problems that I have with it are kind of problems that other people have with it. Not the, oh, the gimbal, no, I never leave it in the car. I almost never drive with the gimbal except for a couple onces in a while. I just think from the very beginning, it does this weird thing where I charge it. It should take like 4 to 6 hours to charge, and it shows that it's fully charged. Then I drop it in my bag in the case. I hop on the subway, end up downtown, and by the time I get there, it was like it was on the whole time, but it was never on. And I know it was never on. So it's like the battery kind of drains on its own, and it immediately needs to be plugged in because it's like half battery life. So this happens a lot with this. It also loses, there's like a little thing, this guy, right? So I could really put the gimbal down and walk away and move it and control it like so. Let's say, since you've already seen me today, let's have a special treat. So, the gimbal broke, but let's say I wanted to say hi to you. Hi to you. I could use the gimbal to sort of follow me around. I have no idea what that barcode is. Do not click it. I think that's from something else. Anyway. Hi, I really thought for 1 second I was going to talk to the camera and walk around, but then the gimbal died. So, I don't really mind getting in front of the camera, but that's not the show. Well, I really don't mind when I have a proper haircut and it's not coming at me from up my nose. I'm glad you guys can roll with this and have fun and still hang out with a limp gimbal. All right, I'm gonna immediately go over to the shade. I almost wish I could just lock it like a selfie stick in those instances. Actually, maybe I could have done that. I just don't have great in the moment skills for thinking. Limp gimbal. It sounds like a condition you might need some medicine for. Your limp gimbal. It's all about the lore. All right, I want to walk up into the little Los Feliz village over here, but all of a sudden this is the busiest street in town. But I want to walk through this, well, I don't care anymore. I want to walk through this little plaza that we do walk through sometimes also, because it's shady. I did it all for live streaming. So you can, never mind. Can't come up with anything to rhyme with live streaming. No, I would think it would be like, not Viagra. Just like maybe your arm didn't work from falling asleep. Does your arm fall asleep often? Do you suffer from limp gimbal? I will never. I'm always kind of careful. I'm just holding that kinda. All right, so right now we are to the left of the park that we just left. The park is like behind this little complex over here, which I'm just walking through to catch shade, or the shade. Plus it's like we're in Rome. Look at these great columns. Oh, Lark Bark, the fish and chips restaurant's gone. I have gotten, it used to be H Salt Fish and Chips, and I have gotten their fish and chips before. But now they only have the sign, and the restaurant's empty. I walked by it a couple months ago to see if it was still open, but it's gone. I love a good fish and chips. Or even a mediocre fish and chips. The Fat Burger is still there. I kind of love that Fat Burger. The Rite Aid is still here. HR puffin stuff. Gimbal dysfunction. My gimbal's good, it just doesn't like the sun. So like all good Los Angeles signs, I spoke too soon. I spake too soon. The H Salt fish and chip sign is not gonna go away. Yeah. This one. This is like a L.A. legend H Salt fish and chips. It looks like what happened is they changed it to try to modernize it and called it sea salt. And then it closed. It's for lease. But I have had a fish and chips basket from there. It's really pretty delicious. Let's walk up past the park, back down Hollywood Boulevard a little bit. Reminder, if you are a member and joining us for GTA 5, we'll put the link up about, I don't know, 10 minutes before. Disregard the link that is already up. I started that one from Prism. We have to start the link from PlayStation. Also, if you're not a member, there'll probably be a couple of minutes at 5:20, 5:30 when we put the link up. That is just whatever. You could probably grab it and join us too. It's a little glitch in the matrix. The park we just left. We're heading west under the shade of the olive trees. Yeah. I had a friend who grew up in the valley, and she used to talk about H Salt Fish and Chips as her favorite restaurant, like that and Pioneer Chicken. I recently had Pioneer Chicken, which was great. Oh, we'll put a link up right before we go on, because you have to like start it in PlayStation and put the link up. It's a little tricky. Otherwise, it's just a public link for anybody to join, and that might be fun, but I was just kind of hoping that maybe like Simply Sonora would see the link and grab it. Or Ty, somebody who hasn't been a member yet. It'll be up for a few minutes, and we won't start for a few minutes till everybody can catch up. So it'll just be like a chat room. I think I'm gonna walk down a couple blocks and then take a left. I think it gets boring here for a couple blocks before we hit Thai Town again. Hello, Mark. Happy Friday. Hope all is well in your world. We are just sweating to the oldies here. $89 in sunny Hollywood, California. Trying to... Hey, Ruben. I'm not really sure what you said, Ruben, but we don't usually talk about anything like that. Hey, California Dreamin'. Happy Friday. What was that? Never mind. Yeah. Oh, well, did you get rid of it? Okay. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh, I bet it's a lot nicer in Santa Monica, at least 15 degrees cooler. Here's to Santa Monica. And here's to a pool and patios. Okay, this place to the left of me, the one that has the pool and patios sign on it, is actually a lot cooler and vintage than it looks. I keep getting little views of it from behind the bougainvillea. I'd stick the camera through, but bougainvillea's got huge thorns. Kind of give me Brady Bunch vibes. I don't know if they were trolling or having an episode, or if I said something that I needed to repent. You know. So when I was talking about Koreatown and them turning apartments, garage parking spaces into housing, that's what I'm talking about. Like they're closing off these parking spots and turning them into apartments. We should. David, we should definitely. You guys, a reminder, it's Friday. If I have made it through this week, and you have made it through this week, tomorrow is Saturday. A chance for the technology gods to smile on us once again. I also really want to cross the street again here in the hospital district, where everybody should be super safe. Because I need that shade. Oh, David, hit us up. Our email is in the info. It's walking.la.info@gmail. I finally memorized it after a year. The gimbal does seem to have sobered up. I've been pretty much in the shade though. But also, yeah, maybe because every time I say it looks good, something happens. I'm about ready to head to Burger King over here and get a chocolate shake. I just can't. I feel like I need some kind of chocolate reward for this week. Although I probably already had one. You know. It's like reverse psychology. If you say it's good, it's going to be the opposite. All right, I'm watching for cross traffic. This is kind of where we almost started out a couple blocks later. Scientology over there, formerly Cedars of Lebanon. I think that's where Liza Minnelli was born, and Marilyn Monroe had her kidney removed. Or her something, gallbladder. One of those old-timey operations. And the Self-Realization Fellowship, which is a landmark and a beautiful property to have. Hey, Gene, welcome, welcome, welcome. If it's your first time here, you have started watching at probably the most wonderful time because everything is up and running smoothly, but please give us a like and subscribe. A like and subscribe and chat. We are in East Hollywood, kind of edge of Thai town in Little Armenia. I'm going to take a left on Kenmore over here and then dip down to Fountain. And I'm not going to Burger King. For Cinnaminis. What don't they sell at Burger King? Oh, thank you so much, David B. Hey, Abbott Kinney Records, how's it going? I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys being here. We're on a short stream today because we're doing a members live stream tonight at 5:30. Where we'll be taking a trip to Los Santos. We're actually just going to be touring Los Santos. Joe will be driving. We're going to see our favorite hotspots in LA, but in GTA 5 form. When GTA 6 comes out, we'll go to Florida. I'm joking. I'm really joking. Yay! Thank you so much. Congratulations to us for having you as a member. Splats, fireworks, hearts and gears. I don't know what the hearts and gears are for. And a dinosaur what says Merry Christmas. What? PS5 we have. I live in a neighborhood with a lot of Scientology actually. I was born in Florida. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm not just in Florida. I didn't live there, but I was born there. I love going to Florida when it's not too humid though. But I also love the fact that when you're in Florida, it can just have a crazy rainstorm and 20 minutes later, it could be sunny out and you're walking down the street and there's an alligator in the gutter. Kidding about the alligator. Well, I think I probably lived in Florida till I was like 3, from 0 to 3. My parents were both from New York. Both of their parents moved to Florida. And I guess like maybe when my parents were in their teens, not together. Just coincidence, right? My father actually worked at Mar-a-Lago before, like way before. Also, like, there are those 2 old cities in Florida, St. Augustine, which I would love to see, and St. Petersburg, which I would love to see. I also remember taking trips to Florida when I was a kid, a couple of trips to Florida, and there's something about, we always drove in our van, our Partridge Family van, but there's something about waking up when you're in Florida. The light is different. It smells different in a good way. It's just like a sense memory I have from being really young. I do have a soft spot for Florida. We're never going to see those Epstein files. That's my thought on the matter. We just... And at this point, to be honest, we don't really talk about this too often, but at this point, whatever we see in those Epstein files, whether it's the truth or not, are we really going to believe it? If it says Donald Trump was just on the plane, we're not going to believe it. Like anything it says, we're just probably not going to believe. Unless it says the stuff that we all think it says. And I think they'll just keep trying to change the subject. I do love LA though, don't get me wrong. And I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Except maybe I wouldn't mind living in New England for like 1 month a year. Sorry, I will try to stop cursing. Confound it. But I won't stop jaywalking. We're gonna walk down Fountain, also known as the Betty Davis shortcut. I'm trying to stand in like every sliver of shade I can right now, not because I'm personally hot, but because the gimbal is. I think I would have been a good parent. Would have kept my child, the gimbal, out of harm's way. Am I making the wrong choice by waiting here? I am. This neighborhood is really cute. Over by Scientology, Scientology, there's like an oyster bar and a couple vegan places, vegan soft serve. We've never gone there. And that would be a really easy one, because it's right there. And I guarantee the vegans, they're hipsters, they would definitely let me come in with my gimbal. I went to the store a couple times when it first opened. We always have like a sort of vegetarian slant, although I really do love meat. I am in East Ho on Fountain Avenue. I wanted to just take a little walk up into Los Feliz and to the Barnsdall today because we're going to live stream later. I hope you'll be there. GTA 5, walking through Los Santos greatest hits and similarities. Joe is going to be at the wheel. So I figured I would just, hit the streets with you guys today. Originally, I wanted to do it this morning. I keep starting projects really early in the morning that turn into huge projects that are unsolvable. And that's why I keep going late. This morning, and you're going to laugh, and if you have any advice, email me, but if you put it in this chat, I probably won't be able to read it. The sun is in my eyes. But, Joe, our neighbor called it East Ho the other day, and I know you hate that, but I spent all morning trying to get this just right as a scroll. I wrote code. I wrote HTML code. I did a CSS style sheet. Nothing would work. So the reason why I called this the Betty Davis shortcut is I think I'm going to get the quote wrong. One time, but I did post the image. One time Betty Davis was on the Johnny Crawford, here we go, Johnny Carson show, and I think he asked her, what's the best shortcut in Hollywood? It wasn't that, but how do you get to the top or something? And her answer was take Fountain. And for the whole time I lived here, there was some kind of mural on this wall with Betty Davis and a cigarette in her mouth, and they tore it down. It's a beautiful furniture store. It's all Danish mid-century stuff. Really well curated, but it is neither ever open or open, I think it's only open by appointment. No, we are doing, Joe is going out of town tomorrow really early in the morning. So we are doing a live stream and then watching the gimbal die. Anyway, we're doing a live stream and I think calling it a night. So that's why it was the Betty Davis shortcut, but I can't remember. Honestly, I do have a post with the picture in it because I had to go back and find it in my camera. So I want to thank you guys for being here today. I know it wasn't the most exciting walk, but I definitely wanted to touch base, say hi. I'll be streaming in 2 sexier places on Friday and Saturday, and definitely we'll have fun in Los Santos tonight. I had fun walking through it and doing the map last night. I thank you so much for being here. Thank you, members, for your support. We'll see you, members, later. Don't forget, I know I've said this 15 times, but we will post the link, the actual link, about 20 minutes before we go on. It's 5:15, 5:20. I guess that's 15 and 10 minutes before we go on, but like by 5:15 for where you guys should zap into. And it'll probably be public for a minute if anybody wants to snatch the link. It generally is, and I would love to see anybody there. But it's a members only treat. And also, members only video is still coming. We might just end up with 2 this week. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna say goodbye to you at California Tire Center, where I've gotten tires at one point in my life. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. I gotta get all set for GTA 5 tonight. Cheers. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon. Jay Walker, 5 months. It feels like we just met. Peace out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.